Thanks for joining me today on my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a review on the acclaimed Skeletor Climbing Sticks. That's weird. When Greg from Tethrd did it, he got a lightning bolt. I guess this must be a low budget film. Anyways, thank you for joining me, and I am going to be doing, as I said, a very thorough review on these Skeletor climbing sticks. So if you're in the market looking for some possible climbing sticks, I encourage you to stick around because these might be the ones for you. I'm going to go over these things as if basically you're buying them right from Tethrd, right from the get-go, and then of course once you get them, what to expect. So the first thing is, if you got on the website, I think you're going to find these at $229. Now right now what you're seeing is 3 of them. What they come with 4, but I have one in a spot in the ground for a reason which you'll see in a few minutes. It'll come with 4, and when you get them, they're going to be completely set up, literally ready for use. What you'll notice on these sticks in particular is there's some really cool stuff, and I guess I don't have or haven't seen Tethrd's other sticks that are a lot lighter, but I guess a lot of the features that they have on that stick, which is really expensive, quite frankly, is on this stick as well, and these are a lot cheaper, but they're going to be a little bit heavier, which I'll show you in a minute. I'll get some weights on them so you can see how much an individual stick weighs, and then of course all 4 of them together. But one of the things that you're probably noticing as I'm messing around with this is these things are stuck together, and they're basically not going anywhere. Now you're like, oh my goodness, they're stuck together so much you probably can't get them apart. Actually super simple. And what they've done, and again this is on some of their other sticks, but what they've done is they have these buttons here, and they have them on the top, and what you do is they've got these little holes on the back of this, again on the bottom, and I can't show you, but they have them on the top. And what you do is you just simply take the 2 bottom ones and you slide them in there just a little bit, and then you work your way up in and you slide them up in, and there it is. And you just do that with 4 of them. It might take a little bit of getting used to if you haven't done it before, and I haven't done it tons, but honestly it's not that difficult. Sometimes they just, you know, they come apart real easy, and sometimes they just go together super simple, just like that. The next thing you'll see, and I'll take these apart just so I can make it easier to show you, is they have their Dynalock system and their Dynarope. And this is as simple as you could possibly get to putting around a tree. Basically, all you do is you take this stick, you wrap it around the tree, and when you come back around, you just bring it underneath, wrap it around, come up in that slot in the bottom, over the top, come down to the bottom, wrap it in that slot, and then put it in that slot. And that's what it looks like when you're done. Now I'll say this, there's going to be some extra rope that's going to typically be hanging because they give you a really long rope, which I'll show you in a second. Basically you've got about 8 feet 6 inches of actual Dynalock rope that you're not going to use the majority of it. As a result of that, you could wrap it around the bottom of your sticks when you get there, slip it through the standoff, you know, figure out ways to get it in a spot where it's not going to be in your way. But it is a rather long rope, but once that thing is wrapped around the tree like that, it is locked in and it's not going anywhere. Some people actually do a little loop once they get it through just as a safety precaution. I honestly don't think it's necessary, but you can do that. One of the other things you'll probably know about this stick pretty much right away, aside from the Dynalock and the Dyna rope and the 2 orange buttons for attaching it, is that these sticks are not straight. Notice how they have an angle. The stick actually angles away from the tree, and as a result of that, when you put your 2 legs down, tops and bottoms, they actually angle away from the tree, and that gives you some more boot room. I'll say this kind of as a side, with these closed like this, they remind me a lot of the Hawk Heliums that I have, but obviously when you start angling things away like this, that makes a big difference, and it does give you a fair amount more room, which you don't need a ton, but a little bit even more room for your boots to stand on does help. But this system here, the way this looks, these feet, the way that they look, they definitely remind me of the Hawk Heliums. The Hawk Heliums that I have were 30-inch. These are basically 20-inch sticks, so 10 inches shorter, which means I'm not going to be able to get up as high with 4 sticks in my single aider as I did with the 4 sticks of the Hawk Helium in the single aider, but I think I can get high enough, and honestly, I'll be hunting swamps a lot, so getting high isn't necessarily what I even want to do. But that's just something that I'll have to deal with. Maybe one of the things I'll do is get a double aider or something like that, but I kind of like the single aider, and so that's what I'm sticking with, at least for the time being. Another thing you'll notice on this stick is their rope containment system, which is really cool. They have this little button down here at the bottom, and it's super easy. Basically all you do when you're done, you just wrap it around the button a couple times. So 3 times essentially. Then I just come over the top and I come up on that little slot there on the bottom, and then just wrap it on that little slot in the top, and voila, it's all contained, which is super convenient. And they stay there. I've had no issues with them coming off. Again, once that rope is in this Dynalock, it's not going anywhere. But this stick honestly is really a cool stick, and for the price and to get 4 of them, I don't think you can really beat it. Before I show you some measurements, here's a tip that I found out just playing around with these. If you notice this, they touch. So say they're both down like this. Again, you're trying to get in the woods and out as quiet as can be. Listen to this. Put one up. Hear that? They actually touch and hit, which is not good. Now, I probably am going to put some stealth strips on the end of these so it won't do that. But here how, you know, again, you're trying to be quiet. And, you know, when you close these things, they're hitting and making noise like that. I'm going to have to put a little bit of effort into that. You get to the tree. I got my thing off, ready to go. Now, hypothetically, you could go around the tree anyway if you're right-handed, left-handed. I'm right-handed, so for me personally, I like to take this like this, bring it around the tree, bring it up to the tree, and put it on. And again, you wrap it around, go around one entire time, wrap it up on the bottom loop, slip it through, and basically what you do is you create an X, and now it's attached to the tree. The mistake that some people make is they put their feet down, and basically they just start climbing. That's not a good thing, and that's where, for one, this could kick out, which is not good, but also you could bend one of the standoffs. So what you're supposed to do to help seat it is you take the bottom out and you pull down, and that seats it into the tree. Now it's ready to go, and you can stand on it and it's not going to kick out on you. So that's just a little tip on, really, again, you should be doing that probably with every climbing stick that you use, but I've specifically heard of these that some of them have bent if you didn't do that. So let's take a quick look at the measurements of this. With the steps up, come down to the bottom, you have basically 24 inches, slightly less than 24, but pretty much 24. That again is with the steps closed up. When you open them from top of step to bottom of step, you have just over 18 inches Now that's on the inside. Let's check the outside. 18 1/4 inches basically. So with them open, you've got 18 1/4 inches. Top to bottom, when it's open, you have 20 inches. Standoffs, if you went basically straight back for your feet, on the farthest point you have pretty much 5 1/4 inches straight back. The standoff at the brace of the stick is going to be basically 2 inches. So it's not a big far standoff from the tree where this actual stick is, but by the time you get out to the tree, you've got about 5 to the middle. You've got about 5 inches, not 5 1/4, which is pretty good for boot room. So let's get it off now and check on some weights for what it is for a single stick, and then of course if you have all 4 of them together attached. But one of the things with all of these sticks all 4 of them, I wanted to mention that when I got them, these guys right here were really hard. Like, to pull that down, it's, you know, you got to really put some effort into it. I would say it's probably harder than it should be. You can do it, but I don't think that it should be quite that hard. So what I did, if you can see these top ones, a little bit looser, but makes a big difference. So I just took a 7/16 socket, put it on here, turn it to counterclockwise, and literally, I mean, just a smidgen of a turn, like that much. Look at the difference. Look at how much of a difference, and it still is nice and tight. It's not gonna be flopping around on you. You get up to your tree, you know, you don't want to be having to pull real hard on it. You just get up to your tree, get it on there, pull it down. This one, that one's actually a little tighter too. So I could just take, again, my 7/16, put it on there, and I'm talking, I don't know if you can see this, I'll try to, that much. All you needed. Now look at, again, still tight. It's not going to flop down on you. Obviously, if you do it too much, I'll show you, you know, you don't want that. So get it tight again. That's not terrible, but I'm just going to loosen it just a smidgen. Smidgen is an old English word for just a little bit. But see, now it works great. All right, I've got my trusty scale here. You can see it's zeroed out. Now I'm going to do the 4 sticks. We'll do the 4 sticks first and see how much they weigh. 8.4, 8.5 pounds, which for 4 sticks is pretty light. All right, let's do just 1 stick. All right, back at 0. 1 stick. Let's see. 2.1, essentially 2 pounds for just 1 stick. I'd say that's pretty light. So honestly, my overall thoughts on these sticks are that you're going to get a great stick at a affordable price, and the features on it are pretty awesome. And other than those couple things that I showed you about noise on here, and then just how stiff they could be and loosening those up, I really have no complaints on this. They're plenty long enough, and they're light enough, and they are super convenient. And if you're in the market for some new sticks, I would actually encourage you to check out the Skeletors from Tethrd. I have no skin in the game with them. I saw them come out and I decided to purchase them, and so far I am really happy with honestly what I've got, again, for the price. So check them out, Skeletor sticks, and I have a feeling you won't be disappointed. Thanks for watching this video, really appreciate it. I want to encourage you to check out my website, goldtine.com, see the plaques that I make for your European mounts. Also, I've got cool apparel on there. I actually have a giveaway coming up first week of May for a heated vest, so if you haven't subscribed, and you haven't entered, go back to that video and watch the video, make a comment. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, and you will be entered into that drawing, which is going to be the first week of May. So again, thanks for watching. Can't wait to use these sticks come October.